We can't keep pretending everything is fine. I feel the cracks forming, and if we don't address them now, they will become unfixable. It's time to lay it all out and have the conversation we've been avoiding. I've been holding back for too long, hoping things would magically get better, but we need to face the truth. If we don't talk about what's been bothering us, I'm afraid we'll drift apart beyond repair. There are things left unsaid between us, and they're eating away at what we have. Before we lose the love we've built, we need to sit down and talk about everything, no matter how difficult it is. We need to talk about the things we keep sweeping under the rug. I don't want to wait until it's too late to try and save us. Let's be honest about how we feel, even if it's scary. I'm afraid that if we don't have this conversation soon, the distance between us will grow too wide to close. Let's confront the issues now, while we still have a chance to make things right. We can't keep walking on eggshells around each other. If we care about this relationship, we owe it to ourselves to have the hard conversations, to say what we've been afraid to say before it's too late. The weight of everything unsaid is getting heavier, and I don't want it to crush us. If we're going to move forward, we need to open up and talk about where we stand before it's too late. I feel like we've been avoiding a crucial conversation that could make or break us. If we don't talk now, we might regret it later when it's too late to turn things around. We're at a crossroads, and the choices we make now will determine whether we make it or break it. Let's talk about what's been going on before time runs out and we lose each other forever. I can sense that things aren't the way they used to be, and it scares me. I don't want to lose you, but if we don't talk about us, the gap between us might become too wide to bridge. It's time to stop pretending that everything is okay. We owe it to ourselves to have a real, honest talk about what's working and what's not before we reach a point of no return. We've both been avoiding the tough conversations, but deep down, we know they're necessary. If we want to save what we have, we need to talk about it now, before it's too late. I don't want to look back and wonder what could have been if we had just talked. Let's have the difficult conversation now, while we still have a chance to change the future. We've been pushing our problems aside, but they're not going anywhere. If we don't talk now, those problems will become too big to ignore, and it might be too late to fix them. I feel like we're standing on shaky ground, and I don't want to see us fall apart. We need to sit down, be vulnerable, and talk about what's really going on between us before it's too late. I can't keep pretending everything is okay when I know we need to have a real conversation. Let's stop avoiding the truth and talk about how we really feel before we lose our chance to make things right. The silence between us is growing louder, and I don't want it to become permanent. Let's talk about the things that have been weighing on our hearts before it's too late to save us. I don't want to wake up one day and realize we've lost each other because we were too afraid to talk. Let's have the difficult conversation now and fight for what we have before it's too late. We're both carrying so much, and it's creating a distance that I can't ignore anymore. We need to have a real conversation about what's going on before it's too late to save this relationship. Our connection feels strained, and I'm afraid if we don't talk about it soon, it might snap. Let's be honest with each other about our fears, our hopes, and where we're headed before it's too late. We're at a tipping point, and the direction we choose depends on whether we're willing to have the conversation we've been avoiding. Let's talk now, before the weight of our silence pulls us apart. I can feel the distance between us growing, and I don't want to wait until it's too wide to cross. We need to sit down and talk about us before it's too late to fix what's broken. It feels like we're drifting, and I don't want to wake up one day and realize we've lost each other. Let's talk about what's been bothering us before it's too late to save what we have. I don't want to keep pretending that everything is okay when I know we're not. Let's sit down and have an honest conversation about our future before it's too late to turn things around. We can't keep avoiding the tough conversations, hoping things will get better on their own. Let's talk about what's really going on before it's too late to save this relationship. I'm afraid that if we don't talk now, we'll look back and wonder where we went wrong. Let's be honest with each other before it's too late to fix what's broken between us. There's so much we're not saying, and it's creating a wall between us. We need to have a real conversation about our feelings before it's too late to tear that wall down. I can't shake the feeling that we're on the edge of something, and if we don't talk about it soon, we'll fall. Let's have the conversation we've been avoiding before it's too late. I don't want to keep going like this, pretending everything is fine when it's not. We need to have a serious talk about us before the distance between us becomes unbridgeable. We can't keep ignoring the problems we're facing, hoping they'll go away. If we care about each other, we need to talk about it now before it's too late to fix what's wrong. We've been sweeping our issues under the rug for too long, and it's starting to pile up. We need to have a real conversation before it becomes too much to handle. I'm scared that if we don't talk now, we'll lose everything we've built. Let's sit down and have an honest conversation about where we stand before it's too late to turn back. We can't keep pretending that everything is fine when we both know it's not. Let's talk about our future before it's too late to salvage what we've created together. The silence between us is growing, and I don't want it to be the thing that breaks us. Let's have the hard conversation now before it's too late to fix what's broken. I feel like we're running out of time, and if we don't talk soon, we'll lose each other. Let's have the conversation we've been avoiding before it's too late to save us. I don't want to wake up one day and realize we've drifted too far apart to find our way back. Let's talk about what's really going on before it's too late to fix it. We've been avoiding the truth for too long, and it's starting to take its toll. Let's sit down and have a real conversation before it's too late to save what we have. I can feel the distance between us growing, and it scares me. We need to talk about what's going on before it's too late to close the gap and save our relationship. I don't want to look back and regret not having the tough conversations we needed to have. Let's talk now before it's too late to fix what's broken between us. We're standing on the edge of something, and if we don't talk about it soon, we might fall. Let's have the conversation we've been avoiding before it's too late. The weight of everything we're not saying is getting heavier, and I'm afraid it will crush us. Let's talk about our feelings before it's too late to save us. I don't want to keep pretending that everything is okay when it's not. We need to have a real conversation about our future before it's too late to turn things around. We can't keep avoiding the issues we're facing, hoping they'll go away. If we want to save what we have, we need to talk about it now before it's too late. I feel like we're standing at a crossroads, and the direction we choose depends on whether we're willing to have the conversation we've been avoiding. The distance between us is growing, and I'm afraid if we don't talk about it soon, we'll lose each other. Let's have the hard conversation now before it's too late.